one is able to recollect that midst enlightenment moment of being captured in overwhelming joy, and that anyone, anywhere outside of the body, referring to other people, could say anything they liked and it would be beautiful. It could be the nastiest comment. It could mean talking about holograms, nuclear wars. Everything appeared to be that same overwhelming response to life, because life is taking on many roles, aspects, and for the first time you really understand what it was like to be a child before 3, just listening to sounds, but not understanding what about words, identities, about colors, about shapes, about past, about future, just being alive and aware. This awareness that you become is incredibly, incredibly profound. So therefore, anyone listening to this, if they're in midst enlightenment, won't see this as anything other than them or you being aware of something, some particular object, person, form, thing, speaking. And it cannot tell you what to do at this point, you see. When you're in mid-enlightenment, no one can tell you what to do, because there's no one telling you what to do, and there's no one understanding what is telling what to do, you see, because there is no you. So you have the freedom of understanding that every single human being is important in whatever they're saying and whatever they're doing. When it's measured with a mind, when it's analysed, when it's valued, when it's preferred, when it's made comparable, then that's not so wonderful, isn't it, you see? Yeah. When you see the sunset, and it's the most beautiful, profound sunset, and you're in awe, and you're totally in it, you're aware that this is one of the most beautiful moments. And someone says, you know the sun is the devil? And you know when it goes down behind, it burns all human beings alive? You have a change of mind, you see. You have a change of experience. Because it's been giving names, it's been given a story, it's been given some sort of... It's been allowed to destroy that what is seen as pure. So as a child, a 3-year-old, when we give it names and ways and methods, we're destroying its pure mind. But that's the way we are, you see. There's no point really telling anyone else to treat your child differently, because we live in a world that we all follow suit. We're all kind of robotic. We're all very puppets. We all just do what we're told, you know. And that will never change. So the point of this video now is not to change, but it's to listen. Because I'm going to be speaking to you, the one that is beyond the body, but also the one that is the body. And the speaking is that it's a transcendence of going between your body and what you are at the other side of this body that is here now, that is understanding. So if you want to listen, I'll begin, you see. And if you're amidst enlightenment, you will not be offended of this. You will just see it as a sunset or a sunrise. Let me start by saying that life is stable, meaning it is no beginning, it is no end, it is non-moving, but it's pure. It's incredibly everywhere as everything, and is based and does not move out of love and your life. But also, the body that you now appear to be thinking you are is unstable. Of course it's unstable. It was born, it's growing, it's changing, and it's going to die. So it's very unstable. It never appears the same 2 days in a row. The hair is all, everything is different. Everything is different. Something is changing. Take your blood pressure and take it 1 minute later, it's completely different. Everything is completely changing every moment of the day. It's very unstable. The whole idea of a mind is when you were born, or when you gave birth to yourself as this unstable body, or when you took ownership, or when you entered this unstable body, or when this unstable body entered you, that stable life, that presence, that awareness, that here-ness, that now-ness that you are infinitely, it was given a mind to accept that even the body can be stable. Even the body is stable until the ego appeared. And the ego was the one mind that said, you know what? I want to know more about this world. I don't trust God. I don't trust what it made. I want to discover. I want to establish something greater than God, greater than Brahman, greater than Absolute. I want to know what life is about. I want to know what the stable life is. And that one knew that it was stable life. So it wanted to discover itself, but it decided to discover itself through the external world. So enough of that. The ego mind started to think it could do anything. It could achieve anything. It could create anything. It could improve anything. All against consciousness, all against nature, all against the universe. All appearing as if it's good because we're doing something wonderful. We're discovering on behalf of God, behalf of Brahman, which of course is an excuse because God creates everything. If you know this, then God creates everything. What is there to discover that God has not already discovered, you see? So the ego mind began to take ownership so that you no longer became stable life with an unstable body. It convinced itself and the body that the body and itself was the only thing that existed, and that life was unstable. Life, that infinite thing that is never not here, is now classified as life is unstable. But the body and mind can be totally stable if we continue to walk our way up to God. So we've came from God in a stable life, in a stable body, with a mind that creates stability and connects the two as one. So there's no differentiation between you, the body, and you, the life. There is just whatever you are, whatever I is. Into a mind that wanted something other than what was here, and then convinced itself that only the unstable body exists. Everything else is unimportant. Therefore, I will live my life as instability, and spend the whole of my life trying to find stability that I'm never not. I hope this makes sense. Until consciousness intervenes, which it has done for many, many centuries now, to try and convince the mind that enough of this instability loving, instability living. Learn through teachers like this speaker, like so many other speakers that are completely equal to you, no specialism. Listen, you can live out this life a stable life. You can live out this life in a stable body. You can live out this life We know when the body goes that instability will go. But you fall back into your stability, your awareness, your consciousness, your truth. And it is much more pure than it is here because it can be experienced while you're in a body. And this is what Babaji and Ramana Maharshi and Jesus and Buddha all speak about. This present moment, this here and now. This one moment. The one moment that is not in future or past. It is not in up or down. It is not in or out. It is simply here and now. And this, when it is experienced, when the mind of ego is denied, when the mind of ego is nati, as Ramana Maharshi says, anything that the mind of ego says, which is learned, inherited information, is denied. A sensation or an experience of going behind, going back, going into that before your body became unstable. So you see, you're born with a stable body. Stable means incredibly peaceful, incredibly contented, incredibly tranquil. That's what humans don't live as now because of the belief that the body is what I am, and when the body goes, I will die. Therefore, I will create the most unstable life because it's unstable anyway. It is temporary. It's going to go. So I will just rape everything and do everything that I possibly can to try and make something out of this life. And hopefully the God up there will pay gratitude for this. Well, the God is not up there. The God is in you. So anything you're looking for in this outside world as an homage to God is what is already there. If you touch it, if you improve it, if you create it, if you destroy it, then you're not paying any homage to God. You're denying that what it created. Ego is not the denial of objects. Ego is not the denial of world. Ego is the denial of identities and words and information that you have so far kept in your hard drive to think it's going to do you some good. Well, you know what? The ego mind is going to die. It's going to do no good. It is temporary. It is unstable. Find that what is unshakable. Find that present moment. Find that truth. Find that you-ness, here-ness, I-ness, me-ness, is-ness. It cannot be discovered out there. It actually cannot be discovered in here, but the journey is to go in here, to get rid of out here, being the head information. The head only sees external. The heart is internal. The hara is home. But you don't listen to that, you see, because you think you're an unstable body, and you are an unstable body. And you can live out your life in the most unstable ways. And life will disappear. The body will disappear. But you cannot go anywhere other than here and now. There is only a stable life and a stable body with a stable mind. And then we create ego, and everything is fluctuating intensely. And suffering and depression comes in because of this instability and this need and desire to find God and to find enlightenment and to find awakening and to find material things that's going to give you pleasure. That's going to, because your mind says, well, if you find all these things, God will be happy with that. No, God's not happy with anything that you find, any word, any information, anything that you keep, anything that you treasure and try and attach to and associate with. God's not happy with any of that. God is only happy with you as you are in the way that you were born. Hence why Jesus says you will never enter the kingdom of heaven until you become like that child that you were born as. It's not about the body dying and the body being born. It's about stable life. It is about the continuation of this beautiful, tranquil lake that you are. And continue it into the next body, into the next life. Not the next life, into the same life in a different, unstable or stable way, whatever you choose. I'm not trying to tell you to be stable. If you want to remain unstable and believe that you are the body and that this is the only thing and I'm going to do everything in my damnedest to make it happy, to make it joyful, to make it incredibly different so that they remember me and all that stuff, then fine, that's okay. But at some point you're going to have to come back to to your pure, tranquil, stable, beautiful life. And you can live the rest of this body life in that stability, in that tranquil lake, in that beautiful, balanced, contented life that you are. Never not.